They kind of succeeded in getting him here last year to Botswana. There was a Women and Diamonds conference. And he and his wife, Marjorie, fell in love all over again. The two of them literally fell in love all over again. But this time, they both fell in love with Botswana. Steve is a wealthy man. He paid for his coming here. Not a single tebe of your money was used on him. None of the people who are here with him are paid a tebe, as we say in Botswana. None of them are paid from the Botswana government. They paid for themselves. So why don't you stand up and put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Come on stage. Let me tell you this before he speaks. In Botswana, when in Botswana, from Botswana, my wife and I gave him a Setswana name. My wife gave Marjorie, his wife, a Setswana name. Marjorie, ka Setswana is Lesedi. And Steve, because of what he did and is going to do, ke mothusi.
Okay. I believe you. Matusi is in the building. Yeah. Lesedi is in the building. Botswana, man, I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Well, whew. Y'all almost made me cry. First of all, I want to thank y'all for having me. It is an honor for me to be here at the University of Botswana. Really. Please welcome the former Miss Botswana and former Miss Universe contestant 2011. Please welcome Larona. Yeah. How are you, sister?
I'm great, Mutisi. How are you?
You heard that. Did y'all hear her? Say that again.
I'm fabulous, Mutisi.
I just like hearing it. So, you were the former Miss Botswana and the former Miss Universe contestant. How was that experience for you?
Oh, it was out of this world, Steve. I got to do what really makes my heart sing, and that is to help people, and that is to work with those who are in need, just to be active in social impact. Yeah.
So, and you're continuing that work even today?
Yes, and you'd be glad to know that I just quit my job. For 8 years, I've been an architect, but after reading your book, Jump, I decided to take the jump.
Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, the former Miss Botswana, Lorana. Thank you. We are, you know, they asked me to introduce her because I got kind of famous with this little incident that happened at the Miss Universe pageant. Something popped off. I said the wrong name and all hell broke loose. I was in Ghana. We came to Ghana a week ago to commemorate the 400 years the first slave ship left. It was the second worst day of my life. The worst day of my life, my mama died. I never really fully got over that. But standing in them dungeons where they took us from, where they stripped us of our heritage, of our land, of our lineage, that we were kings, chiefs, queens, landowners. They took us from here. When I stood in that castle, I couldn't even stand up. See, for us to come to Africa, you don't know. See, you live here. You've been home your whole life. You here. When we come here, it's like coming home to a place you've never been. That's what African Americans feel when we come here. I don't know who, but when I stood in that slave dungeon, one of my ancestors was there. Because he climbed on. And I fell. I couldn't even stand up because one of my ancestors was in that room. Man, see, then we went to the second castle. I didn't have that feeling. I was just angry at what they did to us. How dare you create such an evil scheme to strip people of who they are and take us to this land far away where we were hated even more. And then we go over here and we build a nation. We built America. There are families today in America still benefiting from the billions of dollars from the slave trade. They opened up canneries, tobacco fields, they opened up ketchup companies, they opened up dealerships with the money that their ancestors made off of slavery. And this country still benefits. The great America, which I was born in, still benefits from the slave trade. This atrocity lasted 400 years. 400 years. Some of us, African Americans, are the first ones to ever set foot of where we from. You and I are the same. When I'm walking around Botswana, I ain't no stranger. Y'all mine, I'm yours. I'm black like you. I'm African. See, you don't understand. I'm 62 years old. I know you can't believe it. I'm so fly. I'm so fresh and clean. I'm so dope. I drip. You understand? I'm with it. I'm the flyest 62-year-old on the planet. Outkast wrote a song about me. Ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh and clean. That was about Steve Harvey. Huh? I've been around long enough. I was born in 1957 when we was niggers. I lived until they started calling us colored. I lived until they called us Negroes. I lived until they called us black. And we finally understood that we Africans. So now in America, you have to identify us as African Americans. I've been through the whole gamut. You can't tell me nothing about this here. You know how hard we fought to identify with you? So we got to start embracing one another. We need to come here and feel you. We need to come here and embellish you. We need to come here and teach you what we learned. Now, America's a land of opportunity if you want it, but it has its problems for us. When we get pulled over by the police, we can get killed. Slavery over, apartheid over, the residue is still there. We go into a store with a hoodie on, we walk down the street with a hoodie on, Trayvon Martin, they kill us, they get off, they go home. The man selling cigarettes in New York, police chokes him to death, kills him, he go back to work. Philippe up in Minnesota, stopped by the police on Facebook Live. Watch him shoot the black man. The girl said, "Why did you shoot him?" He said, "I don't know." He free. The police that beat Rodney King to death, to a pulp, they free. Huh? That's why we say, hold up. African American. And as successful as I've been over there, as wonderful as I've created life for my family, I want nothing more than to come home. Nothing means more to me than to come home. You've been on my vision board for 7 years. Africa has been on my vision board. I'm here because of 3 people. Your president, Pat, and my longtime friend, MZ. I've been knowing this dude, man. We go back. We was wearing each other's clothes. He gave me my first tailor-made suit. He been coming to Africa for years telling me about this place. And he said, "Man, you got to come, but let me work through some things." And he bought me some bullfrog shoes made from a bullfrog that he made in Africa, and he bought them to me. I was the first person on stage with some bullfrog shoes straight out of Africa. He had a clothing store in Houston, man. This dude, I hadn't talked to him in years. I was on vacation last year, and I was on this boat, and my WhatsApp rang. And I said, "Hello?" And I thought it was a guy in France that I had given my number to the night before at this party. And he said, "Hello?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Steve?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Me, man." And that's all he had to say, because I knew his voice. He says, "Me, man." I said, "What?" And I cussed a lot, because I like cussing. I just cussed. "Boy, blankety blank, the blank, the blank, blank, blank. You better blank. Where the blank you been? You black blankety blank." And it was MZ. I said, "Man, how you find me?" He said, somebody had a number. I saw you on this feed. I found you. I said, "What you doing now, man?" He said, "I'm in Africa." I said, "I know." He said, "I moved. I left." I said, "You left? You sold your house?" "Everything." I said, "But you in America?" "No, I gave up my passport. I don't want it." "What?" your passport. He was the first African American I ever met who just gave it up and came home. So he said to me, you must come. I said, man, okay, cool. He said, come in November. There is a De Beers Diamond Council meeting or women's conference in November. Come. I said, I can't. I'm taping my show. I can't get out of it. He said, listen to me, brother. You have to come. He my friend. I made a few phone calls. I told my wife, we going to Africa. She loves me. She said, okay. She said, need to buy some African clothes. Always finding a way to shop. We came last November, and it changed my life. It changed my life. He introduces me to the First Lady. This woman was so gracious. Her and Marjorie started talking. They fell in love. They started talking. You know, the wives got to pull it together. She went home, told her man, who I didn't know, he the president. Hold up, dog. Wait a minute. Your man is who? The president of what? De Beers? She said, no, the country. I said, oh, Jesus. Oh, I'm balling now, baby. I'm balling now. You know that scripture I was telling you that your gift will make room for you? You know what the rest of it is? Your gift will make room for you and put you in the presence of great men. That's the whole scripture. She said, my husband is the president. What? I couldn't even. We meet at the conference. She introduces me to President McKesson. We sit and talk. I could not believe him. I could not believe him. I could not believe what he was saying. Everybody I know trying to get rich. Everybody I know. I just hang with rich boys. They talk about money, that's all they do. You know what? He kept talking about his country. He kept talking about young people. He kept talking about bringing jobs, opportunity, developing, starting some plans to do a co-op with the United States and over here. All he was talking about was how to improve other people's lives. I kept waiting on him to say, we're gonna make some money. I'm sitting there, come on, dog, come on, dog, say it. You the president, give me some diamonds, come on, what we gonna do? Nothing. I went home, me and my wife was talking. She said, Steve, they really are sincere. Because see, women know, because I be just trying to do deals. My wife know people. She said, Steve, they sincere. He told me what he wanted for the country. I said, man, this dude. You know, you hear about corruption on the continent. You got to pay this person, pay that one. MZ told me, he said, Steve, this guy's the real deal. He's the truth. So after that, he tell me that they're going to do this event. Somebody on social media said that y'all paid me $54 million to come here. Please show me where it is. If it's 54 million. What? Nothing. He told me, I went and told my wife, she said, let's go. So we come on vacation, we stop in Ghana, and we come here. Because this man has a vision for you. It's not for him, it's for you. Unbelievable. That's why I'm here. I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for accepting me. Man, I go to malls, y'all cheering for me. When I stood out here, when I first came out, I almost started crying. You were saying, Matusi, I'm I'm crying. Look, man, I just wanted to be home. And you make me feel that way.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harvey. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Steve Harvey. What was that?
That's my son.
Oh my, oh yeah.
Going over there and meet you somebody. Just trying to, I know in Africa sometimes they have prearranged marriages. I just thought,
Thank you so much,
God.
Mr. Harvey.
Yes, God is good. Yes,
God is good all the time.
might find me a daughter-in-law over here.
It's good to be back.
Thank you. You got a good crowd, Prez. This is nice. You bring them out like this all the time? Well, one of the things that happened was they set up a tour for me on yesterday to tour BTV and the radio station. Pat sent me some pictures, and I'm telling you, it did not come close to what my staff saw, my team. See, we produce TV shows. We produce content. That's a big business in the United States. You can become very, very wealthy at that. What we saw at BET, and first of all, when he said, I want you to tell me what the possibilities are. So I took my wife, I bought my children, and I bought Valdez Flag, who does the Oscars, the Emmys, the BET Awards. He's the biggest producer on the planet, and he's African American. So I bought him, and we walked the studios. It astonished me what I saw. And you do not know what you have. First of all, let me tell you this. BTV Studios, no black person, no African American in all of the United States has that. Oprah has OWN, but it's not even this size. What you have over here, it just blew our mind, because we were walking going, this is here, you're doing news. The first thing that impressed us was the work ethic of the people at the station. There is a woman, Valdez, what is the title she had? She was the vision mixer and director. That's 2 jobs. This one African woman was doing the job of 2 people. And let me tell you something. There has never been an African American in the United States with that job. We've never seen a woman in that room in 35 years of television. A black woman was running the visual tech and that's a job for 2 people. This sister was sitting there working this thing, and it was clicking. That's unheard of in the States. So your work ethic is outstanding. Your lighting is beautiful. We couldn't say nothing about your lighting on TV. You have an outdoor amphitheater sitting there. You have that theater. You have 6 radio booths that can be doing 6 different things. You have recording studios. You have performance bays, and they're all sitting there. So all we did yesterday and all last night was me and my team sat and said, okay, what can we do? With your permission, we bring in private sector money. We bring in private sector money, and we start producing television in Botswana to go over the continent. Because I got a talk show, so I know how to ask a couple of questions. So I just wanted to know, when I first met you, and you told me this vision that you had for your country and the vision you had for all these young people in Botswana. I was kind of, I was thrown off with it. I just kind of always wanted to ask you why. Because a lot of people in the United States, when they get in a position of power, it's so they can pad their pockets. They cut deals. That's just how it's done over there. Them people, they rich. And we don't even hear no talk about we gonna fix the country. We ain't talking about that. They talk about doing election time, and you hear that for 2 weeks, and then you don't hear no more. Why did you decide to make these young people such an important part of what you wanted to do? Because that's just not really how it's done. I'm just being real.
Well, for me, it's pretty plain. First, Botswana is a young country. It's young. We gained our independence only in 1966. America is a few hundred years old, I'm told. And we've been underdeveloped to the extent that almost everything you see around is what we did ourselves. But when you travel to other countries that are a little older and have many more people in terms of population, stronger economies, you see just how far they've gone. We want this success in our lifetime. We must get it in our lifetime. These young people are the best investment this country ever made. I know we have diamonds, but the challenge for me and those in government is to transform every young person into a diamond, because there will be diamonds forever. And that needs skill. We need to broaden our economy. We need to trade with the rest of the world in order for us to reach a stage of our income status. We don't have time to waste. If I cut a deal with you, it's just one citizen in the country who benefits. But I'm a leader, and all these people look up to me to provide the opportunity for them. So rather than cut a deal with you, I want to cut a deal with them. So we all get a bit. And if all they do is grow it, we'll make much more money as an economy than when the two of us cut a deal. So there's no deal I'm cutting with anybody except with the people of Botswana, particularly the young ones. The final reason is that young people in Botswana make more than 60% of the population. They are fine people. They can fit anywhere in the world. Just give them some opportunity. Teach them how to vision mix. Teach them how to make pops and adverts. Teach them how to speak the lingo of the first world. And I bet you they're going to give many people a run for their money. So we're going to turn Botswana into a mega multimedia country.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. How you doing, sister?
Thank you.
My man. I know. So, baby, you good?
Hello everyone, my name is Lebogang Mono.
No, you know what? Sorry, Lebogang. Lebogang, she whispered into my ear. I really want Steve to come and help me with the mic, so I'll keep it off.
That's embarrassing. Anyway, my name is Lebogang Mono. I am from a company named Just Ginger. Just Ginger is a beverage manufacturing company. We were inspired by our locally acclaimed non-alcoholic ginger beer, as Steve may know, named Khemere. So that beverage inspired the company and inspired us to start a company that produces preservative-free artisanal brews, basically. And unlike our competitors, we package in 250 and 2-liter glass bottles. And because we chose glass because it's environmentally sustainable, and we encourage reuse by offering refills at our beverage bar, newly opened in Extension 9, where you can also get Khemere-based cocktails. You can enjoy some cakes and do your nails because we've collaborated with a nail bar in a shipping container. And yes, we strongly believe in collaborations and pushing BW.
I think this is the, where's Pat? Is that the ginger beer that I had last time I was here?
Yes.
That's a good product you got.
Thank you.
That's a delicious, that's your company?
That's my company. And my mom taught me how to make it.
Yeah.
And I'm better now, actually, than she is.
But that's your company. That's my son over there. That's
Hello everybody, my name is Mtabisi Bukiti. I'm from a company called Digital Natives, thank you. We specialize in artificial intelligence and award-winning mobile applications. We currently developed one application called Easy Peasy, which some people may have heard of. It's a remote electricity top-up application, so we no longer have to go outside and type in 20 digits. It just remotely tops it up for you wherever you are, even sitting right here, warning you before your power is cut. We've also recently launched a product. It's called Digital Diamond. Digital Diamond is going to eliminate or reduce the lines in filling up